So settle in, arrive here in this moment consciously. Do a little resting. And of course you can keep the eyes open, you can have the eyes closed. And just notice what the settling feels like, the settling that's happening in your body as you get comfortable, as you consciously arrive here. Notice how your body meets that invitation. Just notice what's here in your experience, thoughts, images, sensation. Not doing anything about what you're noticing as much as just noticing that's already in attention. Getting to know you, getting to know your experience, getting to know your response to this experience through thoughts as the images that show up in the felt sense, the felt response that you notice with whatever's showing up content-wise. And then watching to see what comes next with that. Is there a figuring outness that happens? Is there categorizing, analyzing, judging? So again, we're back to thoughts, words, maybe imagery, and the sensations or energies that are here. How it feels. We do spend a lot of time in the figuring out. So in this moment, just consciously bring attention to the breath. And in the breath that happens in the present moment, all of our bodies know how to breathe. We don't have to figure that out. We can actually just watch the breath that's already underway. And we can bring conscious attention to it. We can be mindful of the happening of breath. And we can be curious about it. As I said, breathing happens on its own. It happens whether we're paying attention to it or whether we're sleeping. But in this moment, we can bring conscious attention and mindfulness to its expression, to the happening of it already. So being curious and just following the breath with your attention. And noticing what you notice with it. Attention may zoom into something very particular, maybe the sound that emits as you breathe. Or it may go to one point within the breath. So it may zoom in. And it may zoom out. You might just notice, kind of as imagining standing back, just this overarching cycle that happens of inhalation to exhalation. And the corresponding movements as the air comes in and the air goes out. So just notice what your attention wants to do. Does it want to kind of zoom out and notice this happening, this wider happening? Or does it want to kind of zoom inward to something particular that you're noticing within the expression of breath? I'm just giving permission to whatever your attention naturally moves to. There's no right or wrong here. There's just noticing what is in attention already. As you're noticing breath, also notice the back of your body. Depending on how you're sitting, you might feel a very tangible connection between back and chair, back and object. Maybe it's back against space, so to speak. So just noticing how breath moves into the body. It moves the rib cage, the front and back rib cages. It moves the sides of the body, and it moves the body outward into object or space. And there's an experience of that you can follow with your attention. Just be very curious of this movement and the impact of movement, different expressions of it, and how you experience that in the back area. And again, you might notice it kind of zoomed out, like a wider lens of that, or you might notice something very particular or specific within that expression of the back and breath. And as you're listening to this recording on your own, you can pause it at any moment just to stay longer with anywhere that I'm inviting you to connect in with. But in this moment, just bring attention a little bit lower down into the sit bones, the lower back, the pelvic floor, the lower belly, just lower into the form. Feeling this place of contact. Feeling the weight of the body, and feeling gravity. It's the experience of gravity. And as breath comes in and out, just notice what you notice within that expression. Again, it might be a wide, zoomed out, experiential happening, perceiving, or it might be something very particular within that experience. And just curiously be mindful of what is happening now in this expression here. The mind might be coming in to judge or just think, as it tends to do. So there might be thinking happening, there might be imagining happening, visuals. It's all part of being human. Noticing that is all a part of getting to know yourself and your experiences in the present moment. And as you notice that, just acknowledge, okay, I'm mentaling, I'm in the mental realm of thinking or imagining. And then use your mind to bring attention back to the lower body, the lower belly, the sit bones, the lower back. As breath comes in and out. And again, as you're on your own, you can pause the recording and just stay here as long as you'd like. But for now, just bringing attention down the legs, feeling the chair underneath your legs or whatever object might be there. Down to the feet. How are the feet are situated? Maybe they're tucked under you. Maybe they're on the floor. Maybe they're propped up. However your feet are positioned, bring your attention to that location. Notice even to bring it to location, we use past remembrances and imagery. So you might have imagery of feet, you might have past referencing. And that's fine, just notice those thoughts, those images, and then bring your attention to the tactile sensations, the qualities, the characteristics that you're noticing. And breathing here. Again, you might notice a kind of wider, zoomed out, energetic experience here. Or you might notice something very specific. Staying with this experience, however it is for you, and the expressions that arise in your attention with it. In this moment, not trying to understand or fix or change or analyze, just noticing the sensations that are here in this moment. And then bringing your attention to your hands. Noticing images, thoughts, and then come into the tactile sensations. Whatever those are. And notice hand is a general term. It might mean, for you, it might mean you go to the palm of your hand. It might mean you go to the top of your hand. It might mean the fingers. It might be just kind of an overall zoomed out sense of experience or expression. So just be curious and let your attention explore, getting to know this experience of what's here now. And as you're listening to this later, if you choose to do so, you might just bring attention to anywhere in form and pause there. And just spend some time to curiously get to know different aspects of your experience as resonates for you. For now, just bringing attention back to breath. Really feeling the breath come in and out. Feeling the body move with that breath in whatever ways it already is. And then let the eyes open if they've been closed. Let them open. Just letting them take in this, what's happening now with the eyes open. Still noticing breath, still noticing form. And now the eyes open and that data that's coming in this way. Getting to know your experience as it's happening right now in this moment. What's happening now? Thoughts, imagery, sensations, energies. I'm really being curious about what's happening now and how it's revealing itself in your attention. And as you're listening to this on your own, you might decide to close the eyes again and come back to more of an internal exploration of what's happening now, what's here now.